Ancestors told. Rebirthology, limitless living. Mind meets mystic, soul keeps winning. Limitless, 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 Rebirthology, where soul remembers how to be.
The opening gets me every time. I'm coming on a little late because I was trying to figure out how to fix this. Thank you, Megan. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Fix this thing right here. See this? I don't know how you see it, but it's flipped on my end and it wasn't flipped before. Now, mind you, I'm using this platform in all of them. But hey, y'all, if you are here for the very first time, I am LaTanya Taylor, the Reverend Dr. LaTanya Taylor, affectionately known as the Rev Coach, the Juicy Spirit Mama, the Priestess of Purpose, Pleasure, Passion, and Profits. And I'm coming in for a quickie today. I had a longer version planned, but Spirit said, why are you going to teach this twice? Why are you planning a whole masterclass for YouTube and Facebook? So I got stopped in my tracks because we are going to gather. I'm just going to tell you up front that we are going to gather for Rebirth by Design. Those of you who are already in some of my programs will have access to it. Those of you who are partners, which is now has a new name, you'll get a new welcome manual and all of that. That being said, I still want to talk about the first 3 months because there's a lot. There's a lot. But in the session, we're going to break down why do we even go by Chinese astrology. I know that you heard me teach about it on Rebirth Sunday, that this is the year of the fire horse. You've heard me say that. You've heard other people say that. But why? Why are we saying it? Just because other people are saying it? Why are we using Chinese culture in our culture? Why do we even pay attention to the Queen in Europe? Like, these are things that we should, that now we're in a season that we should be questioning. But it does not mean that it's not valid. It just means that we need to know why we're doing what we're doing and not just following along. We're out of that season in the age of Aquarius, of just following along with what other people say and do and repeating it, regurgitating it. And you don't know why. Half of you, no shade, no tea, that don't even really know your real birth chart and what that all means and how you can use it. Well, that's why I'm here. That's why your girl is here. Ignore this part right here. How does it look on your screen? Is it reversed? Because it looks reversed on my screen. And I don't know why. I'm not sure how to fix it. So that being said, I won't focus on that. Listen, I know you didn't come in here to hear me talk about my technology. You want to know what's going on. And literally, I was in the middle of cramming together a presentation because I really want to do visuals. Look, I even have some visuals I want to show you. Your girl is not just talking. I'm prepared for the master class that I'm going to be teaching. Oh, good. Okay. Yay, Claude. Hey, what's up? And you got the eye, honey. So, okay, cool. It's reversed on my end. I'm glad I asked. Okay. So I have props for our class. Those of you who will begin planning with the planets on IVTV, if you don't have a subscription, consider getting one or joining the Reverend Dr. Yana Van Zant at the MGM Graham. That look, I'm showing you. I'm pulling out props. I got things. Let me see if I can get closer. Nope, it's not gonna work. You can't see it, but I have a whole board here. There it is for teaching because we got a lot going on. And for those of you who, I am more of an astrocosmologist in term, or astrotheologist, because all of this has spiritual implications. All of the archetypes and it really does. It gives us messages in preparation. I'm so glad that I did this for the community, but really for myself for last year, because I didn't have a whole lot of surprises. A lot of times we're moving off of blind faith, right? And I know that faith is the evidence of things hoped for. I mean, the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things unseen. I understand that. But that is very Piscean. That is the Piscean age. The age of just believing with no guide, no navigation. The age of Aquarius is the age of to know. Why do you know what you know? And exploring what you don't know that you don't know. This is important because this age of Aquarius, one of the things that I have on this board is that, let me see if I can pull it up here because this showed up pretty good. Let me see if I didn't move anything. I want to show you where Aquarius is moving, right? So Aquarius is moving. Oh yeah, look at that. From the 11th to the 12th. These are the houses. 11th to the 12th. Last year, this year is going to be very different, a very different signature. Because when you're dealing with the year of endings, most people have anxiety about what's going to end. First thing you go to is the taboo things. You know, your love life, your money. That's the first thing. And some of us don't want any surprises. But in this year of that is, you know, everyone is saying that this is the year of the one. If you have not watched my teaching on that opened up the year, which is becoming the one, you cannot become the one in this year without dealing with the 10. The 10 is inescapable in this formula because you can't get to the one without going through the 1 and the 0. So please go check that out on my channel, and please like, share, and subscribe. Now, let's break this down in a quick overview for the first 3 months. You're going to see me looking a little bit more intensely at my screen here for the presentation that I'm not going to show you because I guess the Virgo that's inside my Pluto is making me a bit of a perfectionist. And I'm okay with that. Okay. Because y'all be judging out there. So anyway, so the first 3 months of 2026 is defined by the collective reset. Can't you see that we're already in a collective reset, honey? We came into last week, we were in a stellium in Capricorn. 1 or 2 planets in Capricorn, it ought to be enough. But to have a stellium of all the personal planets in Capricorn means that it is a message that we have to get our business in order. Capricorn manages the details, the plans, the planner. In other words, if you want it to come about, you need to sit down and plan it out. You do. You really do. Because this year is going to move fast. So we are having grace right now in this month of January. This is the grace period. Okay. In the Chinese New Year, the new year really does start on February 4th in the Chinese New Year. So in other words, in their system, it says that we're still feeling the effects of the year of 9 of endings. However, now as we move into the first 3 months of this 10-1 vibration, there is a collective reset that is going to move very fast. As the outer planets move into Aries, marking the beginning of very significant new multi-year cycles. Some of the planets that are moving are planets that don't typically move. One of the bigger moves that's coming, I'm going to talk about it, but I just might as well tell you now, is Uranus, for instance. Uranus is going to be moving into Gemini, out of Taurus into Gemini. So even if you don't know what all of this means, just think about if you had to move from one house to the other and you haven't moved in 20 years. Well, that's how Uranus moves about 84 years. Well, it hasn't moved in 84 years into Gemini, I should say. But these are planets that typically don't make moves that often. It's just like your cousin them. They don't be moving, right? Not the older ones, right? Old folks don't be moving like that. It's these young folks that where you live. Oh, I changed my address. What's your phone number? Oh, I changed my number. This is how we have to look at this energy, because in January, this is considered preparation for the shift. Neptune enters Aries. Who needs to pay attention? Pisces, Aries, and any placements that you have there, because it's been retrograde. So now Aries, Neptune is moving. What does that mean? Your emotions is going to move. Your creativity is going to awaken. It's going to move into Aries. I've been talking a lot about the part of me that was cultivated to be an intellect, but everything indicates in my chart, in myself, in my being, that I really am a creative. Or maybe I'm ambidextrous mentally, right brain and left brain. Those of you who have had dreams deferred, things that you've ignored, that you wanted to do but you didn't do because you started to kick into survival mode, you may feel that returning. After 15 years, Pisces, the planet of dreams and spirituality, moves into the fire sign of Aries. So this is why some of your desires, your dreams deferred, is going to wake up. Some of your spiritual gifts are going to wake up. Even if you have been suppressing them, you are going to find yourself not being able to. I really encourage those of you who want to know how to care for the clairs. If you have any of the clairs, get with your girl, because all year we're devoting to our spiritual gifts. So this begins what is considered a 13-year journey that shifts our collective focus from passive empathy. We see that happening right now in Minnesota. But it's not just Minnesota. The news is not sharing the awakening that's happening in many humans. And when we say awakening or revolution, because the Pluto in Aquarius represents the power returning back to the people. It's a slow burn when we talk about the collective consciousness, because everybody's consciousness is at different levels. But what we're going to see people having an evolution that will be the revolution. And it does not mean that it has to be war and rumors of war. It doesn't have to, even though there is, it doesn't mean that it has to be that in individuals, in cultures, in communities, in small groups. It will be a return to love and compassion. It will be the empathy, but it will be assertive empathy. It will be speaking up for the underdog type of empathy. And that would be many of us melanated people, that where our needs have been ignored, where our identity has been stolen in law. Yes, I said it. That's why you see many of the people like me talking and speaking louder about who we are as indigenous people to this land. Let me say that again. We were not imported anywhere here. Many of us were already here. And that too is waking up people to ask more questions. Y'all saw Drewski? Did y'all see the skit from Drewski? Come on now. Yeah, I know y'all are, some of y'all been in some of the debates and the reposts and the comments about Drewski. The church people is upset that Drewski crossed the line. How did he cross the line when he was just doing a hodgepodge of what was already happening? Art. Art is revolutionary. He's a comedian. He's taking the things that are happening and highlighting them. But guess what? It's getting a conversation going about people who don't fool with the four walls of the church in that way. And you have many people who are tapping into, I am the church, I am the temple, I am the tabernacle. But guess what? It comes with responsibility. It's not just about leaving something or criticizing one thing. We've done that in the Piscean age. This is this energy in January representing the shift is a high energy, a high vibration energy. So even low vibrational thoughts, messiness on blogs, the vibration is going to have to raise. People are not going to be just talking about people to be talking about people. People are going to be telling their truths and exploring where they've been lied to. This is about individual self-expression. So when we talk about planning, we have the grace in this season before the intensity sets in. So about January, about the end of January, we get ready to move into February. The Sun, Mercury, Venus, and Mars all move through Aquarius, interacting with Pluto, Pluto is the energy of radical transformation. So that means that if your sun sign, which is the main identifier of the dominating energy for you right now in this lifetime on Earth, if your Mercury is moving through Aquarius and interacting with Pluto, you may say some things, or you may travel to some places or receive some new information that you haven't had before, because this is about how you learn and how you process information and communication and sharing. We're talking about radical shifts. Your love life, Venus is moving through Aquarius, the divine disruptor. That's what Aquarius is. It's the divine disruptor. So if you've been trying to keep things normal, not upset the apple cart, guess what? A shift is going to happen in your love life. For some people, that's going to be a good thing, because that means you got an incoming. You got something incoming. Now, some of you been trying to hold on to that old thing, and it may be some outgoing, or you may need to renegotiate your contract with love. Come and holler at your girl, because I'm all about the renegotiating of contracts, because many of us are operating under contracts that we don't even know. And then there's Mars, the warrior. He's also moving. So your love and your war, your fight is going to be moved. How you fight, it may need to change. It may need an update, an upgrade. It may need to be disruptive. The muscle that you use to fight, you may not need it anymore. So this is going to activate revolutionary energy in our personal lives first, prompting us to shift in how we collaborate. Because Pluto in Aquarius, let me be very clear, even though Aquarius is the divine disruptor, Aquarius is very much an energy for the people, by the people. It is for a larger group of people. Aquarius is focused on the collective consciousness and change. It's high-minded. It lifts the energy up. It's like, okay, yeah, I know you see it this way, but let's go to a higher version of it. So those of you who still holding on to Piscean love, Piscean ways to get money, because all of this Venus, Mars, and Mercury is all love, sex, and money energy. Okay. All right. But this is about how we collaborate and how we handle power, particularly in our relationships. So if that's not enough, but we're talking about the end of January. Now we're going to go into February. So we're shifting so we can prepare for the global reset. Okay, the global reset. Saturn enters into Aries, right? Around Valentine's Day, really February 13th, Saturn. Let me just tell you, this might not be the kind of energy where you might want to be outside. Saturn is the disciplinarian. So if you've been doing love and expecting love in the traditional way, do y'all know who Valentine is? It's time for you to ask some questions. So now you over here feeling bad because somebody got roses or somebody doing something for somebody at work. Trust me, I know, I've been there too. Saturn is the disciplinarian. It will show you where you need some discipline. Girl, please. Tamara said, please leave Aries alone. Aries is activated. It was activated all last year. Aries and Pisces dancing on the outer skirts all year long. And it's not that much different because all of the planets last year had to travel through Aries. So that's why anybody that's Aries, but listen, it's not just whether you have a sun in Aries, it's anywhere you have Aries, particularly those of you who have Chiron in Aries. You're not off the hook yet. In other words, before we see the change in the collective consciousness, in the global reset, the Earth, the planets, the Neptune, Venus, Mars, this is all energy that we work with. It's saying you got to change. It has to run through you. You got to become the revolution. Should somebody tell me, keep going, because I got a lot to tell y'all. And I'm just doing 3 months right now. A quick overview, real quick. There's more details to this. That's why I'm inviting you to join me in the first Rebirth by Design session, which I have it at Pay What You Can for the next 48 hours. Pay what you can. Give the algorithm a chance to catch up with me. So because Facebook don't be showing everybody everything. So don't be mad at your friends when they don't like or see posts because they're not showing it. So I'm gonna give it a chance to cycle. So make sure you tell me, keep going in the comments. Let me know where I'm walking down your street. On both channels, YouTube and Facebook, because February is the global reset. Saturn enters Aries. That's fire entering fire. Saturn will join Neptune in Aries. This is emotions. We may be experiencing emotions like we never have all last year, but Saturn coming into Neptune is saying it's time for some emotional intelligence. It's time for some emotional intelligence. It's time for some personal accountability. It's time for you to stop blaming them, your mama, your daddy, the white man. Yeah, I said that. Okay. Because who you think is the white man really ain't the white man. And when by the time of Pluto gets ready to reveal what we have thought was the enemy and the issue, by the time people really catch up to it, most folks are gonna be in for a meltdown. But that's a little bit further out. But those of you who are already vibrating on the 144,000 frequency, you already know. And if you don't know, you aren't afraid to ask, to knock, to seek, and to understand. But understand, everybody is not going to wake up in this energy. Remember, I was telling y'all about wanting to go back to sleep. Maybe you wasn't on my prayer call, but maybe you should be on there. But I was talking about that. So then next is a solar eclipse in Aquarius come February 17th. This is a rupture energy. It may bring more revelations when we talk about humanity, when we talk about the collective consciousness, and it's going to challenge our ego, easing God out. This also will speak to us more personally. This rupture energy is anywhere you've been feeling stuck. It's saying that you can change, but your self-awareness needs an upgrade. So listen, when you come into the session, I'm going to talk much more on this solar eclipse, particularly for women in our rituals, our practices, our preparation to take care of our nervous system, all of that. All right. Again, this is just the overview. If it's serving you, say it's serving me. You know how they say, how that dance go and you do this? Okay, I don't know. Come on now. Then there's a Saturn and Neptune conjunction on February 20th. One of the rare important events of the year, y'all. It's like when I tell you rare, I think I'm going to do just a YouTube video just on all of the rare events. I was telling my bishop the other day, I was saying, this is, we were having lunch and I was saying, this is eyes have not seen, ears have not heard season. Because when you have planets that haven't moved in hundreds of years, 80 years here, 20 years there, in this lifetime, there's some movements that are happening that you know are unprecedented. And you are alive to see it. High five. But there are some alchemists, master alchemists, who are saying we are going to see a lot of people who do not want to be here. Like their soul contract is not to be here for this energy, for this change. We're going to see the death of the celebrity and celebrity worship, because the exposure is going to happen at a level that, like, for instance, how many of you, oh, I loved Puff. What's his name? What's his company? And all of, and comparing yourselves, those of you who wanted to do music, or you're looking at yourself, but you didn't know what people were trading in order to get in the room. What freak off energy they had to do to trade themselves, just thinking that somebody was going to put them on. Oh my God. So when we talk about the death of the celebrity, that's not just for celebrities, that's for your worship of celebrities, including pastors. I've always been a minister that said, don't put me on no pedestal. I'm like you. And some of you might have taken it too far. You think I'm just your homegirl. And the way you left me one time is the same way, because I can be so accessible and relatable. I went out of my way because I didn't want to be called pastor, reverend, none of it. But then when you don't want to do it, that's another thing. But anywho, let me keep going. You feel you picking up what I'm putting down? So we're here, we're in it, y'all. We're in this global reset energy. This is the Saturn Neptune conjunction. A lot, believe it or not, in the entertainment industry, people have most of the people in the entertainment, and they have strong Piscean energy. Pisces is governed by Neptune, which is an energy of creativity and high level spirituality. Even if you haven't studied it, if you don't know why you know what you know, if you don't know why something is alive, something doesn't sit right in your spirit, you couldn't fully accept it, you couldn't fully get on board with it, you don't have to have studied what I've studied. You don't have to be a metaphysician like me. You don't have to have any degrees in psychology or any of that. You know what you know, but you may not know why you know it. But guess what? We're moving into this season where you're going to start to understand why your spiritual gifts were speaking to you. This Aries energy with Neptune is going to create massive generational resets. Y'all see Gen Xers are talking a lot more now. It is boomers they're doing a little better by owning some of the things that they didn't own. Because, boomers were the generation that they didn't own their ish. Have y'all seen the Reverend Dr. Yanla's conversation with Oprah? That's a boomer modeling for other boomers how to own your ish. How many of you had a mama and daddy that couldn't say, well, I fed you, I kept a roof over your head, I did right by you? But this Saturn and Neptune energy is going to create intergenerational conversations and healing. And I hope to be one of the trailblazers to create those spaces where we can sit, we can own some things. But that means Gen Z and millennials, you can't be crybabies. When you get the feedback, you can't be crying now. You can't be calling the kettle black. Oh, well, I don't know. A 90-year-old, we give people over 80 a lot of passes, honey. When you get to be 80 and 90, you can, and look, think about this. You got an 80-year-old, 90-year-old mama and daddy like me. How you gonna be sitting over there mad at them? You better try to have some conversations with them and get the details of your family, do your genealogy, ask what street they lived on, ask what foods they like. So when you get ready to do your ancestral worship and all of that, you will be able to know how to communicate energetically. Sometimes we spend so much time majoring in minor things. And I'm not saying our trauma is minor. But I'm telling you, we're moving into a reset season where we cannot just lay down. We got to pick up our sick bed and walk. Okay. Okay. Hey, if they're not there, you got to keep it moving. You got to keep it moving. You can't get stuck where they are. All right. So this Aries point is what it's called. It's a conjunction. It's going to create massive generational resets. I'm going to talk more about this in the Rebirth by Design session. If you want to sign up now, you can sign up. It's only 2026 for this first introduction. Come wet your whistle, see if you like it, and return next month. The point is, this is for us to really discipline our reality. Because when you have the serious nature of Saturn meeting up with the airy, fairy, floaty energy of Pisces that's not grounded, or Neptune, then there's your yin yang balance. Not taking yourself too serious and not being so floaty toady that you aren't able to check in. All right. And then we're going to have a Mercury retrograde. You all know about retrogrades, but all retrogrades have a signature come February 26th. So I'm going to go into more detail on this. I jumped to February. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I did. Wait a minute. I got one more for you. Then we're going to go into March. Now, March is preparing us for the true new year. The true new year is April. We are on a Gregorian calendar, but the true new year, according to the circadian rhythm and the solstice energies and the reset of nature, is March, end of March, beginning of April. April 1st. The reason they call it April Fool's Day is because we've been made a fool of because they removed months and days from the true calendar. All right, I'm going to be talking about that calendar a little bit more as well. So March is recalibration and closure energy. Okay. March is going to be so whenever we have a solar eclipse, usually a lunar eclipse follows behind it. There will be one in March in Virgo. Now, Virgo energy is the energy of attention to details. It is practical. It is about what are you doing every day to recalibrate yourself, to cleanse yourself from the day before, the night before. I cannot emphasize how everything that I just covered represents staying energetically clean. If you do not know what I'm talking about, ask me. Put it in the comments so I can answer you and somebody else can see my answer. Anything that you don't know something about, drop it in the comments. Do not inbox me only unless you need the link to sign up, and that's in the description section. Because we want to share energy with others who are too afraid to ask. Then Mercury will go direct about March 20th, and then clarity is going to return, and we're going to by the time we get ready. Now mind you, this energy is ticking up all year. This is the what they call in Chinese astrology the year of the fire horse. Now, if I wasn't just dealing with Chinese astrology, then I would look at the energy of just the one alone. One is, which is the year of the one. This year is the one energy being governed. Excuse me, I'm trying to, my mind is thinking faster than my tongue can catch up to. The one energy is a year of initiation, starting, entering into, moving forward. It is an energy that is very phallic in nature, so it is about movement into. Okay, I'll leave it there. You got to come on the private session for me to break that down into the sexual energy, the tantric energy of this year. Your libido may experience an uptick this year too. Yes, you may be a little bit more horny, and that's not a bad thing, because even if you don't have a lover, you can use this energy to create and manifest. That's all I'll say about that in the public for now. Okay. Then we get ready for our spring equinox comes around when excuse me, as the sun enters Aries on March 20th. Okay. So every month is about reset, recalibration, all the way through the first quarter, and it is not going to move slow. You might have to catch up yourself to the energy that is moving. Now, I want to ask you, are you excited? Are you excited? Are you excited? A lot of people say that they are excited about new beginnings. But a lot of times when we say our prayers, we try to tell God what to do and how to do it. Don't think just because we're not in the 9-year, which is guarantees big changes, that big changes are not afoot right now. There is something that you have been praying for that is ready to come to pass, but are you in position for it? This year is about getting in position to receive all that you may have sacrificed, all that you may have studied. It is time to get in position. So if you have a stubborn chart, a stubborn energy, this is going to be hard on you, just like 9 was. If you have a more flexible, fluid, seeker, curious energy, you're ready for something to change, then baby, this is your season. If you've been scared, I'm gonna go into this later. I'm gonna hurry up and end this live, because I'll just keep on talking, and I'll be doing the whole master class here. But I just and I got to teach tonight in planning with the planets, and I'm gonna be telling them something totally different than what I'm telling you. There are 2 timelines happening. There is a dimensional split happening on the planet that we live on. One timeline is governed by fear and ego. The other one is governed by agape love and love energy, compassion. Guess which one is going to win, because the other one is dying. So I'm going to talk more about that in our. If you fear-based, I'm glad you said. Now I'll take a few questions. Anybody want to talk to me? Any Pisces, Aries, Capricorns in the house today? In fact, why don't you shout out your sun sign? Let me see who's in the room today. I might tell you a little something. If it's more than 3 of you, your sun sign in the room, I might give you a little message today. Now, okay, shout out to the Cancers in the house. Going to be some big changes ahead for you, Cancers. Virgo in the house. You just heard me talk about Virgo. All right. You've heard me talk about Aries. A lot is still hitting you, Aries. In fact, you might be like from the Matrix. You know how when Neo was moving and he was trying to dodge the bullets, right? And he was trying not to get hit. That's how this Aries energy, you may have felt like a lot has been coming at you, because it has, especially Aries. Aries moves fast. Aries likes to have fun. Aries wants an adventure. Aries gets bored easy. So Aries had, when trouble comes, when situations show up, challenges show up, Aries will handle it, but Aries likes to handle it head on so they can move on. But this energy that we of 9 was about slowing down and dealing with it. Well, now it's about, now don't just slow down and try to run away and escape. You got to move with purpose. Okay. What's up, Shanta? Okay, who else? I said Cancer, um Capricorn, Aries. I talked about Aries. You took me on a journey, Aries. Taurus. Well, Taurus. Let me talk about Taurus, because you know I have a lot of Taurus energy in my chart. In fact, if we would go by the old, if we go by the true calendar with all of the planets with the 13 moons in it, I'm really not a Gemini. I'm really a Taurus according to the 13 moons. I remember when somebody first told me that, I was probably like some of you, I know, girl, please. The change happens, shift happens, and shift is happening again. Okay, where was I? I was getting ready to talk about Taurus. Okay, so Taurus, you're going to feel, about April, you're gonna feel a big shift, baby, where you have not been able to be certain about money and career. Things are going to get much more clear, because Uranus is going to move into Gemini. And those of us who are Geminis and Libras and stuff, honey, you got Gemini placements. You better get ready to watch your mouth. All of us. And some of us don't just need to watch it in terms of not saying anything. I just moved on to Gemini. I did a Gemini real quick, because Uranus is moving out of Taurus into Gemini. That's how we got here. So that around April, Taurus Gemini energy. And listen, I might have a big old birthday party, because for to invite everybody, because I'm moving into a milestone year, by the way. So Taurus Gemini energy, you're going to feel it. So the things that have been slow moving and stagnant that you have wished for, it's going to speed up. And so those of us who are Geminis or have Gemini placements, I just moved on because I'm a Gemini. Well, really Taurus. We have to be mindful that we are going to speak a thing that is not as though it shall be. So baby, you might as well speak what you want instead of what you don't want. And you might as well use this move from Taurus into Gemini to claim, to speak it. Affirmations are going to be key for all of us, because that move of Uranus into Gemini, even though Geminis are going to feel it the most intensely, it's going to be favorable for a lot of us. Okay. All right. So that's it. That's all for now. In the description, I want to invite you to join me for a full session, a masterclass, where I will be reviewing the 2026 year and using several other measurements for you to get details. You'll be able to ask me questions. If you want to get a birth chart reading, I call it the blueprint, then I want you to just let me know. I will give you a special, if you so that you can come in with a full reading from me into that session. If you want a blueprint reading, let me know so I can send you a special link. You got now that you can inbox me on, okay? And I'm only speaking to those who are live and watching. In fact, I want to ask you, if you want that, share the live, share the live, tag somebody below. In fact, let's do that. Let's do an even exchange. If I give you something, give you a big discount, right? I'm gonna put a number value on everybody that you tag below, your friend, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your boyfriend's boyfriend. No, I'm just kidding. That's the kind of shit that's gonna be slipping out of our mouths, even when we're just playing and having fun. In order to get the discount, I'm going to ask you to tag your friends, right? in below, so that I can see that you tag. I'll send you the link. All right. I've already posted the event. For those of you who are already in the portal, you better go on and get this pay what you can special. If you think I'm worth it, you can give me a little love offering right there. Pay what you can. The minimum is set. But get this special for the new year. Come on, get in here. We're going to do it next Wednesday at 8:00 so that we can do a forecast, but you can also bring your planner so that you can look at some key dates for you according to your chart, some of your placements. Those of you who have had a blueprint reading for me, come in there with your blueprint. Are you ready? Get ready. It's about to get good, real good. Now, let me just say this on a spiritual, metaphysical level. Before we can see the benefits of change and jubilee, chaos is a byproduct of change. Chaos is a byproduct of change. You have to know when to hold them and know when to fold them during a season like this. Those of you who are on this spiritual journey, you are a lighthouse, a light worker, a change agent. You are spiritually gifted. You are empathic in nature. You are a seer, a knower. You are a disruptor yourself. You are a revolutionary in some way. This is the time where we must practice spiritual hygiene, mental hygiene, emotional hygiene. We must practice it in our love lives and all. So I want to do a shameless plug for my mother, my spiritual mother, my mentor, my friend, the Reverend Dr. Iyanla Van Zant, because some of you need her first before you come to me. I'm just saying, I know who I am. Some of you all need a little baby food. You need to break it down. Some of you all can accept the mainstream before you can come and become the stream. So some of you need that first. She's going to be at the MGM Grand on January 25th. It's an all call for our community to show up. If you are part of the Rebirth community and you want to represent a special delegation from the Rebirth community, let me know so that I can let them know, let the people know. Might be something in it for you. I'm not going to tell you that. And speaking of books, it's my juicy versary. 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 And guess what we're doing? For those of you who have been joining us in the Mother Tongue Reading Room, Coach Tony says that we are opening every year with Juicy. She declared it and decreed it. And so we're going to go through Juicy again in the Mother Tongue Reading Room. And we're going to, and you all are going to dive in another way. In fact, I'm going to add some bonuses. If you'll be able to preview a new edition. I have another announcement regarding Juicy that I can't tell you yet, but let's just say if you're in the Atlanta area, coming around July. You might want to save. You put your duckies to the side. Now, those of you who have been interested in wanting to know how to apply Juicy to your life so that you can rebirth feminine abundance, then I want you to join me inside of the Fab Factor. We're going to go live on February 8th, and this is the Feminine Abundance Basics. And so when we talk about planning, you'll be able to plan with your whole body, honey, and your whole mind and spirit, and you will see the gateways of abundance through your feminine navigation skills. You'll get the feminine navigation skills through the Juicy Formula, joyfully unveiling intimacies, creative yes. What are you saying yes to in your life that you're ready to rebirth? So the Fab Factor is loading up. If you're ready to be a part of the Fab Factor, let me tell you something. That might be a link that you want to get to, because it's on special early bird for the community. Now, if you consider yourself a part of the rebirth community and you want the early bird special, I might just slide you a little something in your inbox, but you got to let me know that you want it. If you want it, say you want it. That's how the year is going to be. The things that you've been wanting, you can't be shy about it. Say, but baby, I don't know about you, but I'm coming for everything. Everything that the locusts destroy, I'm coming for it. I want it all. I want it. I want all my allness, because God is allness. So why can't I have the allness of God in my life? Why can't you have the allness of God in your life? Generator, operator, and destroyer. Come on now. It's that time. It's that season. Yeah, get ready. Get ready. Get ready. I don't know where this energy came from, but I'm glad to share it with you. I hope that the overview of the first 3 months, oh yes, say it again, Meg, I can have it all. That's we're going to leave out. I want everybody that's watching under the sound of my voice, give yourself permission to have it all. I can have it all. I can have love. I can have sex. I can have money. I can have honey. Your honey can be anything, anywhere in your life. Call in the sweetness. Okay. But those who want to be on the struggle bus, let them go to that bus stop. You just move to another one. I love you, and there's nothing you can do about it. There's so many ways for you to take something and do something with this instead of just being inspired. The days of just going to church and getting the word and not living the word and being the word is over. So don't just treat me like church. Don't just come to the altar call of the Astro word here. Okay. You got to do something with it. So you have links below in the description. You have links that you can ask me for, and we can link up and make some connections. I love you, and there is nothing you can do about it. Ciao. Wait, before I go, just go close out with this. Yes. I need